Welcome to Synchronicity, a live from Brooklyn edition. We're doing good in Williamsburg and Greenpoint. Having a good time. How are you? It's pretty fucking gnarly. We're recording here, what is it, February 17th, 2020. Boy. We're in the thick of it. Mars just moved into Capricorn. Yeah, we're doing some astrology stuff. That's what's happening. This is a solo cast. We're getting into astrology. That's been interesting. This means that if you have any unresolved fears related to any broad themes in your life, guess what's coming up right now? Guess what's coming up, and guess what you have an opportunity to deal with. But let's be real. At least for me, listen, I'm pretty good. Most of the time, feeling real great, but sometimes there's some fears. Sometimes there's some shit going on. You got to deal with it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just freak out when it comes your way and go, boo-hoo-hoo, this is so hard. Oh, no, what am I going to do? That's not good. That's not a good way to be. I found that you can sit with it. You can imagine a different scenario, but don't try to fight it. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to replace it with something better immediately. Just let it be. Try to let it show you what's going on. It's not a big deal. It's all good. And then if there's something you feel you need to energetically express after you've let it kind of happen in your being for a little bit, then you can certainly use one of these imaginal techniques. But let the fear show you kind of what it's pointing to. Is it a fear of attachment? Is it a fear of security? Is it a fear related to wealth or abundance or power or satisfaction or gratitude? I mean, just find where it's trying to point you and you'll be all good. The most important thing to remember here as we move into a state of interdependence rather than codependence is we're hacking a few different things here. First off, a lot of people are hacking money, regardless of socioeconomic structures, where they are, where they stand in everything, whether you're poor, you're rich, everything in between. People are dealing with their money issues very presently right now. It's okay. Don't freak out. It's all good. You can take Jessa's wonderful advice here. She said it on a few episodes, I think on Synchronicity. Listen, if you have a source of income that's not dependent on an employer and you make your own money, you can take out a loan to support your life. And if you end up having to file for bankruptcy, which you shouldn't because you got this shit, you know how your imagination works. But if you ever did that, it's no big deal. Buy a car as you're filing for bankruptcy. You establish credit. Boom. Not a big deal. Don't be a goody two-shoes and never cash in on it. It's good to be a goody two-shoes and they do nice things, but you can cash in on stuff too. Anyway, just throwing that out there, not advice to do anything. Just fucking do it. I'm usually a little more cautious, but now you can probably just fucking do it. Anyway, regardless, that's not what I'm saying everyone should do, nor is it the easiest way of proving to yourself that you can have whatever you want in life, but it is an effective mechanism to loosen it for some people. So that's one thing that's going on. Another thing that's going on big time is people are kind of collectively hacking, like I said, interdependence relative to codependence. So codependence feels like I need you to be complete. That's very different from being like, oh my God, I'm totally complete. And by being with you, I feel even more complete. That's amazing. But if we have old programming, let's say we're with someone and that person goes somewhere and we're separated. And then we start worrying about what that person's going to do. And it's all this and it's all that because that's an old program we ran. We can do a couple of things with that. One, and I know people are going through this. You know how I know that? Because I feel it and I know how I normally feel. And you know how I don't feel is that. So when I feel it, I know that people are going through this shit. I know Mars is going through Capricorn. This is a really big shift related to the masculine and feminine. And here's what's going on. Regardless of what's happening in your actual life is you're learning how to be self-sufficient by yourself. As you deal with that energy, it's likely a deep subconscious program thing. It's a big one for a lot of people to overcome. But as you do that, you learn you're a complete fucking person. You unconditionally love yourself. How could you attract or be around anyone who didn't feel the same way at a certain point? In linear time, these attractive and repellent forces are getting more apparent. So this is what's just going on. I don't know how I just launched into this. I had a bunch of shit written down, but apparently this is what I'm starting with. I'm feeling it, feeling good, feeling great. How are you? Lots of music stuff going on, guys. I've learned that. I saw Ween on February 14th. That'd be Valentine's Day. Ween is a sacred, holy thing. God, I love them so much. Maybe seeing them in Montana, that would be cool. Also, a lot of people have been asking about mezcal and asking me for the brands of what to drink. I don't fucking know. I just drink what my sister tells me and what she gives me. Go hit her up. Best way, Instagram, Tess Rose211. Go ask her. Go bother her on Instagram. You ask me, I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot. She's smart. We'll do an episode about mezcal coming up. She's just getting back from Mexico. I actually have to book her car for her. Shit. I got to do that. I got to remember that. Someone remind me to do that. Not all of you, but just someone. Okay. So that's going on. What else? Then we'll get into the real shit, what this episode is about. Readings. Holy shit. Had my first... Neely? Was it Neely or Neely? You got to tell me your name. I'm going to say Neely. Holy shit, we're friends now. So that's happening. Yeah, shit's just good. Just as good. Sign up for those if you want. It's fun. No pressure, no big deals. It's fun times. You know, a lot of people say, hey, wow, this mysterious money just popped in my bank account. I guess that's for a reading. That's happened enough times that... Interesting. Okay. What else? Nothing else to cover at the intro of this, but let's talk about the episode topic, which is what am I calling this shit? Oh my God. Inevitably, there's going to be loud noises outside when I start talking about this shit. Here we go. This episode is called Laughter and Courage, right? This is the fucking shit. This is realizing that as a... Listen, this is what Neely told me today in a reading, and it was just like so fucking instructive. Are you kidding me, Siren? Let's just listen to this pleasant Brooklyn sounds. It's an emergency of the heart. We need CPR, please. It's an immediate emergency. Anyway, the point is this. As we realize that we don't necessarily need stress and worry and doubt and fear as a tension point. It's optional. You can. Right? We need tension to springboard ourselves up. But tension can come in a variety of different forms. It can come in passion. It can come in delaying passion. It can come in one of my favorite forms, which is laughter. Right? That's fucking amazing at creating a tension. Like the tension before a laugh, the setup before a joke, the setup before something comes that's funny. That's amazing. That's also tension. And that's kind of what we're moving into. Music, laughter, fun, that shit, that's the tension. And it's not a bad tension. It's a pleasant tension. So that's kind of what we're moving into collectively. And our ability to accept that really makes this life a lot more enjoyable and pleasant, and it's not the worst thing in the world, for, you know, especially if you have experienced the life of kind of like shit, you know, hard stuff, and you know, you begin to recognize that your own sense of who you are and your own beliefs actually shape your reality, right? So as you do that, you begin to be like, all right, maybe I should shape these and put these in a way that makes me a little bit better. Maybe I want to be a little more clear. Maybe I want to be a little more secure. Maybe I want to have a little more confidence. Maybe I want to doubt myself. All normal shit, right? And I say this also as someone who continues to get various aspects of these in waves, but rather than identifying with them, I let them pass through me. I also have learned that whether it's me or another person's energy that I'm picking up on, if I know how to be with it, sit with it, transmute it, release it, I have all the tools I need to kind of feel the way I want to feel. And that doesn't mean you always want to feel one way. You might want to feel a variety of different ways, and that's pretty fucking cool. So embrace that too. All right, again, I'm getting off track. What am I talking about? Jesus. All right, let's talk about acceptance and love. This is super important, right? If you're going to be transcending dimensions, you really don't want to be fighting shit. You don't want to be like, I'm gonna transcend by doing this, and I'm gonna beat it like this, and I'm the fucking best, and look at me. That's not gonna be it's not gonna work so well, right? It's really not. What is gonna do it is be like, all right, whatever the fuck is happening, I accept this. Now, acceptance again is not this passive state of, yeah, whatever happens, happens. If you punch me in the face, it was meant to be. No, I really wouldn't accept that. Now, there is an ability to recognize, like, yo, there's some boundaries here. There's some things that I want not to be happening in this physical reality. But also recognizing that sometimes that you think you don't want in this reality may just be a reaction to an insecurity within yourself. That's okay. That's cool. Don't judge that either. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Don't judge anything, baby. It's no big deal. That's all. That's all I'm trying to convey. Anyway, so that's love and acceptance. That's fun. That's fucking cool. Who doesn't want to be around that, by the way? Just having a good time. Okay. So accept things. That's fun. It helps you let go. I've had a variety of experiences recently that taught me about the power of letting go and what you can experience. When you let go, you open up a whole other dimension of experience for yourself. That's pretty fucking amazing. And once you're there, guess what you can do? What you've always wanted to do. What's your deepest passion? What's your deepest desire? Once you've let go of all the other stuff, that's a prime position to kind of get in touch with who you are and what you're doing. I'm getting a weird prompt to try everything. I'm going to disregard that right now. And if it comes back, I'll do it again. That was weird. Okay. This podcast, by the way, is just going to get infinitely and exponentially more weird and odd and new agey. And I'm going to stop qualifying things by going, what the fuck is that? Also, go subscribe to Jess's Patreon. There's a bonus episode we recorded back in November. That's one's fun. Also, subscribe to my Patreon because that's a cool thing. Also, don't sign up for the $1 level. Why? Just read the thing, please. I'm not chastising you if you've already done it in Switch, but I am chastising you if you do it in the future. Okay, and future is relative because it's a podcast, and oh boy, it's one of those days. It's also Mercury retrograde. Can we talk about that? You know, Mercury retrograde often gets associated with technology hindrances and things like that, but you also review things in our lives. We go through patterns. So if you find an old pattern or cycle coming up, it's okay. Just deal with it. Nip it in the bud. Recognize it. Have awareness of it. No biggie diggy. No biggie diggy. The fuck? All right. That's a thing that I am saying now. No biggie diggy. All right. What else we got? Chords become music. That's true. Everyone's like, here's the thing. Ever walk into let's say you're hanging out with a group of people, right? And everyone's having a really good time. Everyone's kind of on the same vibe. They're listening to the same music. And then someone comes in. You can just tell they're at a different vibe. They're upset, they're agitated. You can feel that, right? You can feel that. The way to think of that is like there was this beautiful chord. So in music, there's these things called triads. It's a very simple way of making a chord. You need at least 3 notes to make a chord, okay? So 3 notes, let's say there's 3 people and you have a lovely G, B, D, right? There's a G person, there's a B person, there's a D person. That's a G major chord. That sounds lovely. Who doesn't love a G major chord? It's just great. And let's say someone comes in and they are doing A flat. They're playing an A flat. Ooh, that's only a half step up from G. It's pretty close, but funnily enough, it's going to sound a little bit dissonant, right? So what this means is it's not bad. It's not like the G add 9 is a bad chord. Some people love G add 9. That's fucking great. However, if we're not ready to hear that kind of subtle jazzy tone, God, I'm really music nerding it out. But the point is this, is if someone's just a little bit off, we don't want to judge it as off. We want to figure out another way to harmonize. So if someone's playing a G add 9, this is so music nerdy, I'm sorry, we can find a note that will make it feel better energetically. So we change the note we are. So maybe we change from that G, right, to a C. And then we change the B. Legit just doing music theory on you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to stop this. The point is this, is you can change your energy to harmonize with whatever is around you. Now, it's a choice. Sometimes there's a function of the dissonance, and that is to pull out and wait until there's a resonance or resolution of the energy. That's also cool. But if you start looking at things in terms of music, you get to see how these chords are naturally expressed. It's pretty fucking great. Sound and music seem to be at the root and the genesis of kind of this reality. We find ourselves in Earth and 3D reality. So, you know, that's important. Okay. That's something that I just said. Didn't know where that came from. All right, collectives. This is a weird episode, man. That's all I know. We're into deep waters. Collectives. Tribes are coming together. They're bootstrapping up online. People are waking up. They're resonating. They're tuning themselves. As they do that, they tune the other people who maybe have been sleeping or didn't recognize these people, then come together in physical reality and create situations and spaces, sometimes planned, sometimes unplanned, sometimes kind of planned, and this is happening. So we're doing this. When I say we, a lot of people on Mayan Pod Network, specifically the Very Ape podcast and Synchronicity, we're going to be doing stuff in New York. We're also going to be definitely going to be doing stuff all over the country. It's kind of dependent on where people want us to go and where we feel like we should go. So that combination, I run these surveys. If you join the Synchronicity mailing list, there's a whole program and pattern that I'm doing there that I'm going to get other people plugged into. Also, I'll throw this out there one more time. If you are a digital marketing pro and you've done freelance and you really know what you're doing, I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to be able to vet you real fucking quick. So don't say I know what I'm doing and do that. Yes, if you're resourceful, that's great. But if you really know what the fuck you're doing, if you know how to use MailChimp and Typeform and you understand automation sequences, hit me up. I'm looking as the last call I'm doing for an assistant on the podcast. After that, I'm going through regular channels, but I feel like there could be one person. So hit me up and just be cool. You got to know really what's going on. You got to be able to listen to me talk about fucking weird shit and quickly. It's not for hanging out. This is not to be friends. Okay, maybe we become friends through an assistant job, and I maybe shouldn't be putting out on the podcast, but I'm doing it because it's got to be someone who understands the shit I understand. If you're like, shit's good. Anyway, last time, and this position will be filled by the end of February, so don't hit me up after that. February 2020. Okay, what else do we got here? Attachment and desire. This is a big one. Okay, a lot of people, if you know that familiar with the Tibetan Buddhist cosmology of the samsaric world, right? The world of illusion, this world we have right at the top, we have gods, then we have demigods, then we have humans, then we have hungry ghosts, then we have, animals, hungry ghosts, hell realm. Hungry ghosts are these beings with very small mouths, very long necks, and very big bellies. So they have this insatiable appetite for things, and they can never really be satisfied, which, sounds horrible. So this has been used negatively, and I don't want to say Western mind. Some people take this, misguided people, to take this to mean you can't ever have a real interaction with desire. And while it is a path sometimes fraught with peril, it's not really if you understand it. It shows you where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to want. So understanding that desires aren't bad, that's very important. Same thing with attachment. Now, attachment in the negative sense means, I have to be around this person. I have to have this thing. If I don't have that, I will never be complete. That's horrible. That's bad in any sense. I say bad and horrible in the way that if you're trying to feel lighter and better, that's going to move you farther away. Other than that, there's no value judgment, so I'm just using those terms. Yada, yada, blah, blah, Noah. Attachment, though, in the sense of I love this because I'm complete and this makes me feel good, that's totally cool. You're allowed to have resonance and come get pulled together in situations. That's totally allowed. So just recognize that these terms like attachment, ego, desire, they can seem negative if we already have kind of a negative slant on our reality. But if we do understand on a deep level that we know what the fuck we're doing, it's all good. Like I say, we can trust things that we're attracted to. We can trust things that we're desirous of. We can trust a lot of shit. So that's a very important point, and I don't want that to get lost because a lot of people get tripped up, especially very kind, generous people. They'll think that they kind of, shouldn't be attached to things, shouldn't be desirous of things. And you know what? That's not true at all. You're totally allowed to be. So don't let anyone tell you that's not true because that's dumb. Okay, let's go to we'll go to integration first. Talking fast this one. I'm feeling like this episode's going to be a short one, which is cool. But every time I say it's going to be something different, it ends up being 40-something minutes long. These solo casts are predictably that long. Anyway, let's get to it, ding dong. Integration. As you level up, shit gets weird. Physical things may happen, emotional things, psychological things, and you may feel unstable. You may feel like you don't know what to do. You may try to go to traditional routes to fix things, and they may not be working. That's okay. You're just kind of calibrating. It's like you get launched into another dimension. You're disoriented for a little bit, but then it just takes you a little bit of time to kind of calibrate. That's what's happening now. Don't try to run old patterns of fear and shame and doubt and worry and all this other stuff on it because it's just not going to work. It's not even doing anything bad. It's just delaying a good thing that's coming into your life. So that's important. And a lot of people, I'll bring this up again, will be like, I feel like I'm doing the imagination stuff in some areas and I feel like I'm not. It's like you're always doing it. Your imagination is God. It is a creative force. It is quite literally the only thing that creates. So you're always doing it whether you realize it or not. The trick is to recognize and realize that your feelings, right? In other words, the essence, but really the feeling evokes this aspect of reality that pulls it forward. That's really important for you to recognize. If you know that you're always safe and secure regardless of what's going on, you feel like that independent of situations and circumstances, and that's fucking incredible. You know how strong that is? You know how fucking cool that is? You know how attractive that is when you see it? Fucking badass, bro. Damn, just integrate this shit and feel good. It's not so hard. Okay. Also, I say it's not so hard because it's not. It may feel hard at times. I get it. Sometimes we get these waves of doubt and shame. All this stuff, it's okay. It's probably not even yours at this point. It just comes through and you feel it and you're like, oh, All right, I'll transmute this now. That's my function. That's my function. Great. Got it. Good. Moving on. Okay. Getting to some tweets. I'm feeling good. This is cool because, like, I was definitely getting a little off kilter before this episode. I hadn't done it in a week. Definitely, like, I'm changing the schedule a little bit. Hadn't posted on Instagram. Is that weird? I got weird about not posting on Instagram. Like, I gotta do a tarot. I have to do a tarot. What? My job is to do whatever the fuck I want, right? I know. It sounds cool. It is cool. Wait till the music stuff, guys. The live events. They're coming. They're so soon. I'm trying to roil you guys up into a frothy, lovely, sweet, awesome thing. All right. Tweets. Your objective world is always reflecting your inner subjective state, right? This is what I was just saying, right? Your objective world, everything outside of you, everything you perceive with your traditional five senses is always reflecting your inner subjective state. Do you feel great? Do you feel amazing? Are you doing fucking awesome? Great. Is shit out there a little weird? Would you like it a little different, but you're not reacting to it? You're the fucking man. You're the fucking woman. You're doing the shit. You're the fucking everything. They, boom, bam, boo. Okay. Here you go. Make a vow with yourself to send love to the people who trouble or bother you and witness the most glorious magic you can possibly imagine. You have no idea what happens. Just like, someone out there doing something you don't really like, they're sending some energy, they're doing some shit, man, just send them love. Got you. I get it. I remember what it was like, and I didn't really know what was going on, and I had to step on other people's toes and do shit. I didn't really do that because I'm not a prick, but I know what it felt like to have to deal like that and get people, get angry at them. Like, I don't like it. That's not good. You don't want that. So just, just send them love. Imagine them free and happy. You don't got to deal with it no more. Vulnerability and invulnerability are two sides of the same coin. I've spoken about this before, but it's quite important. The degree to which you can be vulnerable also reveals your invulnerability. However, if you abuse this and become overly vulnerable and overly transparent in every situation, you also lose some credibility in this reality because that's not always what we're supposed to be doing. It can't be a one-trick pony. You have to have some other cohesive ability to demonstrate strength, not like in like, I'm so strong way, but like know that you're the shit. No matter what, you got this stuff. And don't try to fight too hard. Like if you encounter an energy that feels very powerful within yourself or outside of yourself, like that's even a thing, don't fight it. You know what I mean? Let it happen. See what's going on. And again, it's not passive. If you really understand your everything, you got this shit. It's impossible for your shit to get fucked up. Everything is to your advantage. You feel me? You smell me, homie? All right. Friendly reminder that you're the fucking... Hold on. Let me say that again. Friendly reminder that you got this fucking... How can I not read this? God. Oh, yeah. Someone was mad that I kept saying fuck and fucking and that. So I will promise not to say fuck or fucking anymore. Just to be clear, I'm going to reiterate. Won't say fuck, fucking, shit, motherfucker, bitch. I'm not going to say any of that anymore. So that's not going to be done. Just to be clear, like, why... people like call it like low vibration if you say fuck. I fucked up. Sorry, I fucked up. It's not low vibration, you ding-dongs. That's from Curb Your Enthusiasm, episode called The Doll. It's my favorite Curb episode. And Larry does all this fucked up shit. It's just bad. And he just goes, I fucked up. And it's the best because... There's nothing you can really say to someone who does that. How mad can you actually be if they understand that they fucked up and it wasn't intentional, really? It's the best. But anyway, here's what I'm trying to read. Friendly reminder that you fucking got this shit and you're totally nailing it. Wow. Super easy to say. Not for me, apparently. It's true, though. You totally got this shit, and you're totally fucking nailing it. It's going to be the best? Yeah, it's not even a question. Have you realized you're here to save your world yet? You know, sometimes you feel like a superhero who's in charge of the whole world, and like you're the missing link, you're going to solve everything, but then you go, oh no, is that weird? Is that crazy? Does that mean I'm crazy? Is that delusions of grandeur? Oh my God, that can't be right. Well, guess what, friend? You are here to save the world. It's your world, and you do that by being the best version of yourself, and you do that by recognizing you're cool and you have fun and you like cool things and you do cool things and you feel cool things. That's it. Isn't that fucking amazing? It's pretty much the best. Oops, I said fucking again. Whoopsie. All right. Next thing I wrote that makes no sense to anyone else. signals? How may I tell you that life is good and you need only accept this to realize it? Sometimes I write tweets like a douchebag. What the fuck? May I tell you, it's like a Neville Goddard. It's like channeling Neville Goddard. Yeah, life is good. You only have to accept that fact for it to be real. Just like, what could be easier than that? Just accept it. It's good. Why would I tell you that if it's not true? This is an incubation integration period. It's just fun to say. That's why I wrote it. Here you go. Predetermine what you want to hear and listen until you hear it. This is a Neville Goddard thing, right? So let's say I want to hear the most amazing person I could possibly think of say, I love you to you. All you have to do is imagine that. Just hear them saying it over and over again. And guess what happens? When you start to believe it, guess what happens? Don't pick a person. Just pick an idealized version. Really, you should give it to yourself. That's the real trick. Let's go into duality. All right, here we go. Break time. Going to pause from the tweets. Right, we're going to get into this. Other people. Here's the thing with other people. They're you pushed out. That's really important to remember. If you get too attached to this idea that they have something that you don't, you're going to get Wonksville. You're going to get Wonksville. And you don't want that. You want to recognize that you got it all. You got it all, right? You're the best around. Nothing's ever going to keep you down, right? Karate Kid. So just remember that. Just remember that. And as you remember that, you will begin to feel it, and then you will know that you're not reliant on anything else. And this goes back to that codependence versus interdependence dynamic. Interdependence is supporting yourself and another or many others in an authentic, genuine way that is not because you get something, because it's you feel something, right? It's you're doing something. It's an act of service in the truest sense. It's allowed to feel amazing. In fact, it almost always does. And when I say almost, it always does. A genuine act of service, a mitzvah, if you would put it in Judaism, that shit is the best. But you don't want to force yourself to do that. That's the worst. Then you ruin the joy. You suck it out of it. And being able to live and appreciate this life in a world of wonder and excitement and amazement, that's the best. There's nothing wrong with that. So just try to focus in on that and see what happens in your life. It's truly one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. Excuse me. Just got a hiccup. I don't know why. Okay. Here we go. There's more stuff coming, but I got a little thing going on with my mouth. That's weird. All right. The law, here's a Neville Goddard thing. The law operates by faith. If you believe, no effort is necessary to see the fulfillment of your every desire. That's important. Again, it's like saying that faith, right? Do we know what faith is? It's loyalty to the unseen world. It's knowing that when you have a vision, you use your imagination, your mind's eye. When you hear something in your imagination, knowing that's true, it's real. Now, if you get freaked out because you're like, oh, I imagined something bad, you can change it. There's no rule that you imagine something bad. You'll also know what feels right. And if it feels like something bad is going to happen, you go, oh no, I feel like something bad is going to happen. Recognize you can change that. If you feel locked into anything ever, that's not it. That's not the right mindset to have. I'm sorry. That I can say affirmatively. You need to actually know that the right mindset is one where you feel that it's right and correct, and it should make you feel fulfilled and good. That's fun. All right, what else we got? There is no fiction, there's no random, and you're always in control. If that sounds wrong or strikes you as impossible, you got to test that shit out, right? Here's the thing. That sounds wrong. There's no fiction. What are you talking about? I could write something down. It's not going to happen. Boom. There's no such thing as fiction. There's no such thing as random. There's really no such thing as time. Space is shaky. I don't even know how real space is at this point. But anyway, or what we conceive of as space. Oh boy, let's not get into that one here. You got to test this shit. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for it. There's a lot of confident people. There's a lot of people who believe a lot of different things. Therefore, it works. But you really need to test that you are the operative mechanism here, that your consciousness is quite literally what controls and dictates what's going on in life, in your life specifically. And that's what's going on for everyone. And that's how we co-create this illusory world, which is amazing. I want to be very clear about one thing. I love this world. It's so fucking cool. It's the coolest, one could say. The things we get to experience here, the things we get to do, it's quite literally amazing. That's why we come here. It's a choice. And oh boy, what a choice it is. So welcome. It's the best. Shit gets weird. Oh, we'll talk about clairsentience another time. If you find yourself in doubt or fear, don't fight it. Right. Let it show you what you're about to transcend. This is super important. And again, how do we transcend things? Through love and acceptance. But let it show you fear. Let it show you what's going on with you, right? That's all. It's not a big deal. It's not going to fuck your shit up. You're going to have a good time. I promise you. None of this stuff is here to fuck your life up. It doesn't make any sense that it would be like that. Just, it doesn't. I'm sorry. Even if your direct experience in your life has shown that things can be difficult, or maybe you get really close to getting something and then it falls apart at the last second, that's just a belief. When you show yourself that you can transcend that through your own belief changing abilities, through imaginal techniques, or through anything we've heard me mention or anyone else, right? There's so many things out there. Read a book, the Paul Selig stuff, the I Am Word stuff. Really develop your own set of skills and tools and alchemy, whatever works for you, to show you you're in control of this shit. Also, I want to say something about people who just sound like a fucking diatribe. I do want to say something about people who talk about you can't be enlightened in this life, or you can't be God, or you can't experience the ultimate. Then what the fuck are you doing? Why are you on a spiritual path? To what? For what? For what? You can be. For what? I say it like that. For what? For what? But really, you can. That's the goal. It's not hubris to say that that's achievable. It's also not hubris to think that one can stabilize that too. For real. That's important. So don't let anyone throw you off. Let's see what else. Let's intuitively try to pull some shit. What else you guys going through? I know we'll do this. We do this in readings. What's coming up in the collective? Should I pull some cards? I think I'll pull some cards to pull some cards. All right, we'll do this for everyone. You know, we do these on Patreon every month, once a month. We also do other stuff. I put talks, bonus episodes, talk about other cool stuff that I'm not at liberty to say here. Let's see what we got going on. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I love her. She's so great. Okay. Accept the abundance that's about to flow into your life. If you can sense it, wonderful. If you're like, what the fuck? That's okay. Just realize it's coming. It's the best. Five of Pentacles. This is great, okay? This is a card that shows two people outside of a church. It's snow. They're kind of fucked up. They don't have any shoes on. Looks kind of disastrous, but Sean Dunn and someone else I gave a reading for showed me that this is a card of ultimate cooperation, being out in the cold, weaving your magic with another. Being able to accept help. They have each other, no matter what the circumstances are. That's amazing. Then the Hermit. Okay, here we go. A period of isolation and solitude is good. This doesn't mean it has to last for a long... I'm laughing here. This is directly related to what I was just experiencing before I recorded this episode. Doesn't mean it has to be very long. You don't have to react like it's going to be, oh... Being alone and recalibrating for your own energy is fucking amazing. You get a real sense of what you're going through as a person. Even if it feels gnarly at first, you're like, I'm alone. What's going on? Once you accept it, oh God, it's so great. So there's nothing wrong with it. You can determine how long you want that to happen for. And as you do that, as you recalibrate your own sense of emotions and feelings and what's going on, you look how powerful that is. Think if you can do everything by yourself, not because you're destined to be by yourself, but because as you do that, anyone you get around is enhanced by that. That's cool. Two of Cups, boom. Fucking nailed it. Guys, you understand tarot yet? It's the coolest. You understand astrology yet? I'm happy to do this. Listen, there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up and happening digitally, online, offline. Thank you also to everyone who's been asking about the music that's coming out. It is coming out soon. I'm not endlessly delaying this. I'm not just running an old pattern of talking about music and not releasing it. I'm just finishing it up and putting it out in the best way possible, recalibrating to a new reality. Listen, there's shit, turbulence happens in people's lives. I've been going through a big life transition in a lot of ways, and looks like and feels like, and I know it is, that it's working out the best for everyone. So as that has been resolving, I've been having a little patience with myself, but I have been making a lot of new music, and there's a lot of stuff you're going to hear publicly released. If you want early access to it, probably we're talking about April, May, somewhere there. If you want it before it hits the streaming site, sign up on Patreon. That also gets you access to these events we're doing for free if you're a monthly member. So that's going on too. Readings as usual. I think 20 minutes. I'm changing the 15 to 20 minutes. I think people want a little bit longer, so you're more than welcome to do that. And what else? that's it. I think we fucking did it. If this is close to 40 minutes, I'm going to lose it because it's like, no matter what I do, it seems to always be kind of close to 40 minutes. And lo and behold, I think this one might actually be a little less. I did it. Mission accomplished. Anything else coming up? Should I talk about the Two of Cups? It's balancing your masculine and feminine energies. It's true balance. It's allowing to be after you, like, so the Hermit to Two of Cups is like this. You find out how to tune your frequency to where you want to be. That allows you to be with other people in a very powerful and resonant way. So just do that. It feels good. It's kind of the point of what you're supposed to be doing. Also, don't forget to kind of physically shake your shit up. Physical movement is really important. I'm going to go to the gym right now. I was debating whether to do it. I'm going it. I'm an Equinox bitch boy. That's just how I live. Word up to Equinox bitch boys like me. That's it. I will see you. May release this episode, a guest episode this week, maybe next week. We'll see what happens, probably next week. So it may be a week until I see you. Otherwise, you got to sign up on Patreon for bonus shit. You see how I'm doing it? I'm fucking vicious now. Vicious. All right, that's it. See ya next week.
But we have a strange anxiety that if we don't interfere, it won't happen. And that's the root of an enormous amount of problem. Life is earnest, and I've got to go on. Then your life is a drag, and not a gain. Now, it's my contention, my personal opinion, this is my basic metaphysical axiom, if we put it that way, that existence, the physical universe, is basically fatal. There is no necessity for it whatsoever. It isn't going anywhere. That is to say, it doesn't have some destination that it ought to arrive at.